If you're the kind of person who needs a bunch of simulation and a bunch of music and nice editing to actually watch something, this isn't for you. This is for the people who are actually going to take the time to watch a raw video about a young man who is trying to change his life and has gotten a bit of tangible results from the following things, from the things I'm about to talk about. So click off, not for you. Hope you have a good one. God bless. So, for the real ones, the ones who are in my position, the ones with the porn, chronically on YouTube, okay, video games, it was horrific. Horrific. It was to the point where I was depressive. Basically, all of what I would do all day is gaming, and then I would eat and then wank. Gaming, eat, and then wank. Gaming, and then music in between. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't showering. I wasn't brushing my teeth. And when I say eating, I mean under eating. I was basically stuck at around 131. Really 120. It got down to like 129, bro. Terrible. And the reason I make these videos for now and in the future is literally I'm an expert when it comes to the sexual immorality, when it comes to porn and that whole addiction and that chamber of misery and full on you're just suppressed. You have no energy. The little drive I had, it would be applied to the video games. Terrible in social situations because I'm constantly just anxiety. It's just chronic. It ruins the rest of your life. And it's biblical. All other sins. Okay, the only sin that is against the actual body is sexual immorality. The Bible's right. So cut out the porn, my boy. I'm going to give you resources soon, but you have to actually want it. You have to get fed up to the point to where you literally talk about, like in a document like this right now, you talk about, okay, this is what usually starts it off. Like from the root of it all, usually I'll see an image here and it'll plant an idea. And then it moves on to this. And then by the time I'm like watching a whole video with a hot girl, and then it moves to like her OnlyFans or just the hub, whatever it may look like. You know your chain. Literally list out how that whole system of cue, action, and reward, which is how habits work. List it out. List out the chain of the habit, the entire step-by-step process. If you're going to want to quit, you're going to want to quit. Literally. If you're going to want to quit, you're going to quit. Only reason you continue that is by wanting to quit and keeping boundaries up and having systems in place to not only prevent little ideas being planted in your head, but ways to diffuse those ideas. If you really want it, you're going to make it happen. Because it is so miserable. And we know this. And some of us, we have histories where, hey, this week, I didn't for a week. Or this situation happened. I was pissed off at myself and I managed to do 5 weeks straight. That was me in January of last year. As soon as you waver off in your discipline, as soon as you waver off with those walls and borders and boundaries you have and not practicing those systems, that's when you fall back into it. When you're not working and you're looking around instead of working, then you get the idea planted in your head. No wonder. It's biblical. The story of David and Bathsheba. David was supposed to be at war. He was chilling on his balcony. He saw this hot baddie bathing, and he sent a messenger to go talk to her. Basically, he brought her to his palace or like whatever, and he slept with her. A man of God fell just like that because he was in the wrong place, wrong time. It's just bam, 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 bam. That's why you got to literally know yourself, know the chain that leads to you relapsing. Address it. If you want it, you want it. If you wish to stay the same, you're probably, if you're still watching this and you know deep down you want to stay, bro, click off. You don't want this. You're just over here on YouTube getting some sort of stimulation and productivity feeling. I mean, this is what we do with YouTube. We binge watch. And it's from this inner idea of like, when it comes to like business, for example, I'll be like, let me find something that's productive and let me look for something that's going to help me in my work instead of actually doing the work. You got to address it. And I know I just lost pretty much everyone watching this video. Next is YouTube. All your influencers, if you're watching Twitch streamers like a weirdo, why are you watching Twitch, these clowns? Why? How is it benefiting you? Oh, it helps lift my mood. Why is their mood bad in the first place? Do you not understand you have full control over your reaction? You have full control on swinging the pendulum to live in a high frequency. You build that confidence in that high frequency by systems, by doing things you don't want to do, what no one else wants to do. And you get it consistent, and you get consistent at it for a while, and you build momentum, and you start to feel good about yourself. Music, I would start my days vibing on music. Be careful with what you're, I mean, it's literally a form of brain influence, brainwash almost, you could say. You got to be careful with lyrics. My playlist, my liked, okay, this is all recent. Look how it goes from full on, the start of the Kendrick and Drake war has been extremely entertaining. All of it has been entertaining. It's a weak point for me because it is a guilty fetish. Or why should I say fetish? It's a guilty pleasure. I don't know about fetish, but I like the wordplay. I like the art. I like how competent some of these people are with their pens. And I've been watching all the reactors like I used to back in the day about Kendrick versus Drake. You got to be, instead of working. That's the key point. I'm still working on these things. And I've had periods where I wasn't doing this stuff. It works, bro. Discord nonsense. Listen. Social life is extremely important. I highly recommend you find a group that's a Discord server or a group of people that are going the same path you're going in general, and ideally some people that are genuinely doing the same thing as you, pursuing the same things as you. Those people that have actually your best interest, want the best for you. And it can get snaky. Egos can get involved, obviously. A grain of salt, and hopefully you're aware about people. But you have to have some social life. You cannot isolate. You're going to wither away and go back to vices and copes when you're isolating. Hop on a call with somebody. Instead of being a consumer, be a producer. Making these 2 videos every single day has changed my life. It already brings the baseline as far as basically it already fills the cup for social needs every single day, regardless. I don't need nobody to text or really any communication. I got God, and I verbally produce content, helping people or attempting to just put value in the world and help the guy who was in my position at the time. Obviously, related to that, you have to cut off the bad friends that don't have your best interest in mind, that are telling you, let's go party, let's go do this debauchery. I got this girl. She has a friend. Okay, hop on the game, bro. Eat this food. It doesn't really matter. They don't want to see you win, dude. They don't have standards for themselves, so they're not going to have standards for you. As soon as you elevate your standards, they're going to call you weird, and there's going to be a bunch of friction, and then you realize they don't have your best interest in mind. Simple. Cut them off. Podcasts. I highly recommend everybody get buy the. If you don't have a Holy Bible, get a Bible, my boy. Get a Bible. But also, The Way of Superior Man has been a phenomenal book. A phenomenal book. It works with my relationship with God. It works with my higher purpose and anointing from God. Extremely important. A phenomenal book so far. Reading every single day, a tangible book with words that you have to like hold instead of your phone, instead of an audiobook, which they have their place, but read every single day. Obviously, gaming. Cut off your friends with gaming and stop entertaining. Stop. You're going to get drive and a bunch of free time by eliminating this time, these things, by being celibate and alleviating all this time. You have to spend it towards something. Otherwise, it's just going to go further in the thing that you're still keeping. That's why you got to eliminate all your bad habits and then replace them. Figure it out. Usually, when you realize that there are unique opportunities in this current modern world where you can make money online, it's hard work. It's not instant, and it builds character. The people who actually follow it through genuinely have changed. They have systems in place. They understand how it works, how hard work is literally what moves the progress, moves the needle, what builds the progress. Those are the people who are going to win. Those people that win, they fully understand. You know what they say? You don't want a day in the life of my life because it's literally boring work in front of a computer. There's nothing to see. Yeah, that's why no one else follows through. It's not all flashy. It's not flashy at all, matter of fact. There's nothing going on besides you and you versus your mind and the work in front of you. And you'll have stories of all the adversity you go through. That's what builds your character. Being a problem solver. Being someone who shows up every single day, no matter what they feel like. Someone who does this hard thing, even though it sucks. And the hunger, the wave of horniness, the wave of sleepiness, all these, your mind just telling you, I don't want to do this. You can move. You can just hop in bed or just go walk around. Get away. This is hard. Nah, this work has to be done. Figure out what you want in your life. Understand the sooner. Okay, listen to me. This is one of the most important things I can tell you. First of all, God, but I'm telling you right now, the sooner a young man, well, any man, because some people they live their entire lives not even living this out. The sooner you start to understand that you're meant to plant seeds for fruit and shade for the next generations, fruit and shade you may not even experience in your lifetime, but it's for your lineage, it's for other people, your family, your bloodline. Once you understand that as a man, you're here to serve, this is one of my mantra, all right? Putting yourself last puts your joy first, because the utmost joy as a man is to feel useful and to genuinely serve others, especially those who have served him. Okay, I want to pay back my parents for all the sacrifice over these very soon to be 19 years. I'd be a coward not to. You think I'm going to be here doing the debauchery with everyone else my age, the drinking, the drugs, the bullcrap music and clubbing and debauchery, the sex, all of these things wasting, and then it catches up with him. Next thing you know, a child is raised in a not ideal household because they weren't thinking about the consequences. Do you understand that you have the opportunity and responsibility to kill off generational curses? For me, generational lust and generational financial struggle. It ends with me. I'm going to be successful. I'm going I'm, I'm going to be I'm never going to have my kid see me argue with my spouse over finances ever. Consider it a inner vow, which is dangerous. Okay, maybe not consider an inner vow, but you understand, like, I don't want that to happen. I refuse to let that happen. I have control on whether or not that happens. I control on the kind of spouse I marry and the kind of relationship we have, the kind of marriage, and how I'm a leader and stewarding a whole family, my own family. That's extremely important. That's why you gotta always be bettering yourself. And it's not, none of these things are helping you. Maybe a podcast, YouTube when it's of value. Sometimes. Understand you got to cut out so much. And here's some resources. I use this blocker. So whenever I was a big Take Confidential guy. I was watching that a lot. Super entertaining. I haven't watched it since actually. But if I were to type in Rumble, it takes me back to my document. When I started this, the ultimate reset, all the bad habits and these arrows, a good habit to replace it with, because you got to replace it. Figure out how you're going to free up this time. Otherwise, you're just going to go back. I mean, not free up this time, how you're going to use this freed up time. And energy, dude. You got to be working out. Not every day. You should do some sort of exercise every single day. But have a split where you're genuinely putting on muscle. Okay, track your calories. Okay, track your calories. Have your goals to hit. If you're bulking, you need to track calories. If you're maintenizing and want to be healthy, you're going to track your calories. If you're trying to shred down or turn this weight of fat into weight of muscle, you got to be tracking your calories. You have to be putting in the work, working out. If you don't have access to a gym, you have your body weight. You can find stuff around. There's no excuses. The people who want it are going to find a way. If you're watching this video still, congratulations, dude. You're likely one of those people who are going to make that happen. And word of advice, make your own document. List it out yourself. Maybe write it down by hand so that it's more tangible and it's even deep. It's ingrained in your chain of neurons better, like the memory wise. I need to figure out how to say that better, but also this is called undistracted. You can basically tailor YouTube to be less distracting. For example, this has a thumbnail. This is the kind of stuff, bro. I'm telling you right now. Stuff like that. Something little as minuscule as a thumbnail, dude. It will plant a seed of idea. Next thing you know, I watch a video. Next thing you know, maybe days go by. And then I entertain an Instagram short. And instead of verbally saying no and professing the word of God, like Job chapter 31, verse 1, I've made a covenant with my eyes not to look at a young woman lustfully. Instead of doing that, I chipped away because I didn't address this original thought, this original image. And it leads to me eventually relapsing. We know ourselves. We know ourselves. We're dudes. We like what we see. And we have We've built up a habit of how we act upon that. And it's easy dopamine. The brain is encouraging it. You have to fight it off. You have to fight off your flesh. The demonic fleshly desires, they're liars. You're not getting anything from it. You're just delaying your gains from it, delaying your energy and drive, and there's nothing good about it. Screw what science says. Oh, better prostate, uh, uh, better prostate health prevents prostate cancer. That's freaking bullcrap, dude. That is bullcrap. Think about the guys who aren't releasing 5 times or daily. They're going to be healthier in general. That is literally our life's force. Make your documents, understand where your time's going, and replace it with something of higher leverage. Start working towards something. Start building something. Start being a producer instead of a consumer. I hope this gave value. If you, I doubt somebody like watched all of this, but who cares, man? Hope this gave value, brother. You got this. Do what you need to do. Stop making excuses. Stop avoiding the hard thing, and get to work. Respectfully, I believe in you, brother. You got this. Seek it through, or not seek it through. Follow through with it and make it happen. Love you. Jesus loves you. See you guys in the next one. Peace.